So I have a couple of the projects I made with the February cherry box to share with you today and tomorrow. This first layout, you can see I used the 3D embossing folder that came in the collection, and I embossed a panel of the Tim Holtz cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and use that to map my photo. My impressions of this cardstock and that embossing folder are just wow, so pretty. Next, I really wanted to make use of that whole tube of washi tape. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use strips of washi tape. I'm going to butt them up against each other. Now, as an aside, if you are a subscriber, if you get the cherry box, just know that glitter washi tape is going to need some extra adhesive. It is not super sticky, and it actually started to pop up on me a bit, but just a couple drops of glue, and you can adhere it down, and it's fine. I think it's just because it is glitter tape, and unfortunately, that's kind of just the nature of the beast. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use all of the tapes that come in that tube, and I'm going to make this border down my page. This is actually going to go down the side of my page. Once I have all those washi tapes down, I'm going to map my photo just with some white cardstock. This is just cardstock from my stash, and I'm going to trim it, and then I'm going to place my matted photo on top of the embossed panel. I just did this because I didn't want that I wanted there to be some separation between all of the shine of that copper cardstock that's embossed and my photo. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of get that into place. I think that I use wet glue. I was just going to say, I hope I used wet glue, because if I didn't, I had to go back and re-stick it down, because I remember having to adhere this with wet glue to get it to stick well. And my favorite Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, wet glue, is back in stock over at A Cherry on Top if you need some. I know I did. Next on my layout, I wanted to work with these little metal tags that were part of the kit. I loved the mix of textures and the mix of metals in this kit, and I wanted to kind of show off all those textures and the mix of metals on my projects. So what I'm going to do is I took those round tags. I'm going to take 3 of them. I'm going to use this hemp cord, and I'm going to use my glue again. And I'm going to go ahead and hang these tags off, coming down from the top of my page. I'm just using some red line tape behind the tags. I didn't want to use anything wet because I don't want anything to rust. And we are dealing with metal tags. I mean, they're not thick, but they're definitely metal. And I thought the less moisture, the better. So I just put the tags down with some red line tape. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to use my Nouveau to adhere the hemp strings onto my page. You probably could skip this step if you wanted to, but I am big on getting everything adhered to my page completely. Adding extra adhesive if needed, all of that. If you have ever been flipping through a scrapbook and come across a page where your entire title is now laying in the bottom of your page protector, you will know why that I feel the need to adhere everything down really, really well. So I'm going to do 3 of these little tags, and I'm going to make it so that they're staggered. So they're going to go up and down. They're not all going to be the same height. And then once I have all 3, you can see there how that glitter tape, it really wants to pop up. Once I have all 3 of those tags in place, I'm going to set the whole page aside so that it can dry just a little bit, and then I can go ahead and clip off the ends and adhere the ends down, but I don't want them to move. So I'm going to push them off to the side, and I'm going to work on some of the other elements I know I want to put on my page. So this page needs to have a journaling box, and photo play papers are great for those kinds of things because they come with cut apart sheets in the collection pack. So I grabbed a cut apart, that one of these 3x4 cards that is just nice, kind of neutral colored, and I'm gonna cut it down just a little bit so it's more of a square. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add all of my journaling to this little box I've created. So now I'm gonna go ahead and adhere the back of those hemp cords down. You can kind of see how I do this. Just a little bit of glue, push the cord down, and then you can kind of trim off that end. And I also added a bit of just random washi tape that was hanging out of my desk. Again, I did this mostly I put the washi tape there mostly because I wanted to keep working on my layout. I didn't want to glue down the hemp cord and then lay my layout aside again and have to come back to it again. I just wanted to go ahead and adhere it down. So that's just a little bit of extra insurance that nothing's going to pop up. Off camera, I went through the sticker sheet and I got my Gettin' Sticky With It book out. A lot of people ask about this book. There's always a comment. It is a custom made notebook from Rock Your Notebook, and I no problem. If you want the link to it, just leave a comment below and I'll link you up to Beth's shop because she's amazing and those books are fabulous. I am also going to go ahead and die cut my title, and I'm not sure if I've done it yet or not. I may have. I know I didn't film that part where I die cut my title, but so my title might be popping in here pretty soon. I grabbed this deep dark red paper from the kit, and I'm just going to use it to mat that journal box that I created. It's going to add just a bit more color, and it's going to pull in some of those deeper tones that you find in the washi tape and also with all the metallic colors on this kit, on this spread. So I'm going to go ahead and get my journaling down, and then hold on a second. Did I have my title? I don't remember. Is this where I got my title? I don't remember. All right. Apparently I'm pulling out the stickers now. This collection and this kit seemed have a lot of very feminine kind of look to it. A lot of the papers do. They also have a very heritage kind of look to it. Hint, hint for the second layout, the video of which will be coming up on my channel tomorrow. But there were a couple stickers I thought would work well that I wanted to include on this page. So I have that little bow, and I'm going to use one of the floral elements, but it's that one that's sticking to my mat here. I really left a lot of my process in this video, so you're getting a lot of me just like moving stuff around and taking my good old sweet time. So if you like that sort of thing, there you go. I knew I wanted to use more of that copper cardstock. That's the mat for my photo. So I'm going to grab my Catherine Pooler tag dies. Love those Catherine Pooler tag dies. They're fabulous. And then I also grabbed one of my alphabet die sets. And I'm going to go ahead and just die cut a lovely shiny tag and the title for my page. The copper paper is double-sided, so it's a really nice thick cardstock, and one side is the foiled side, and then one side is the craft side. And so what I did was I ended up die cutting two of those tag shapes, one with the craft and one foiled, and I'm going to layer them up here in just a minute. And then I have my title there that I'm going to put down as well. So my title for my page is called This Hat. And the journaling talks about This is kind of a more somber story, so I kept my page more on the somber side and a little less boisterous or colorful than I guess I could have with this particular kit, but I really stuck to the more kind of muted colors and the mixed metals and things like that. So this photo is of my son. He is wearing a fedora. He loves fedoras. And my grandfather, who lived with us for many, many, many years, also loved fedoras. So this photo was taken about a week after my grandfather passed away. And for quite a while, a couple months after my grandfather passed away, any chance Logan had to wear a fedora, he would wear this one, which was my grandfather's. And this fedora still is in my house. I don't know if it fits his head anymore, but it's in his bedroom now. And so that was something that was during this time period. That was kind of how he was grieving, coping. And so I had snapped this photo of him wearing the fedora. He doesn't have the best look on his face because he's not a fan of me snapping pictures of him. But, you know, that's what happens when your mother's a scrapbooker. So I have this photo here, and I wanted to tell the story of that hat and how he wore it every chance he could for a couple of months after my grandfather passed away. So one of the papers in this collection is this paper that has little cameras and little sayings, and it's just screaming to be fussy cut. There's actually a couple papers in this collection that are fabulous for fussy cutting, but today we're going to use this one. So I'm going to cut apart some of the cameras, some of the little sayings on this paper. And once I have them all cut apart, I'm going to ink up the edges using my vintage Photo Distress ink. And then I'm just going to tuck them in and use them to create some clusters around my layout. First, I'm going to attach the tags to my layout. That would be good. So we kind of have a backwards L design going with the added hanging kind of tags, which continue the design of the layout. I'm just going to go ahead and add in all these little bits. I wanted to get this kind of cluster together above my journaling before I added my title. If you haven't subscribed to the Cherry Box Kit yet and you would like to, I will leave the link below. That will take you directly to the subscription page. When you subscribe, you have an option to skip kits. So you can go in and skip a month if you don't like the kit that's upcoming. Completely easy to do. There's like a whole landing page you get to, and you can just decide if you want to skip certain kits or not. And there is also many options. So you can pay for, a bunch of kits and save more money, or you can just do month to month. But for the amount of product you're getting in these kits, even the month to month is a pretty good deal. So I'm just tucking in some of these little black and white flowers. And I'm going to grab the Nouveau glitter drops that are part of the kit, and I'm going to put them all over the place. I love these Nouveau glitter drops. They're such a gorgeous, coppery, orangey color, and they just accent this kit so well. And so I'm going to go ahead and dot them all over the place. And that's where we're going to call this layout finished. Here are all of the close-ups, and you can see how I really did add a ton of those little glitter drops. You can also head over to the Cherry blog where you can get a better look at all of these photos, and you can see all of the projects that I created using this kit. I have one more video to share with you tomorrow using this kit, and it is a heritage layout, so I hope you enjoy that as well. Have a wonderful day. Bye.